What up? What up? It is. What is tonight? Thursday. I almost said Friday night. I'm time warped right now. I've been on 2 nights in a row, and I'm like all thrown off by everything that's going on. Thursday night. Thursday night. Welcome to the Asylum Inc. I am the new metal messiah, Diego of Hellfire Radio. Special guest tonight on the show. You see it, Pirate the Radio. We got Shayna. We got Jay. There he is.
Shayna.
Hey. My bad. And Alex.
Hi.
What's going on, guys? I
What's
like it.
up, everybody?
I'm digging the facial gear. I like it. I like
You
it.
need a mask, so.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, I bet that hurt a little bit, Jay.
Oh, a little bit.
Nothing like gas.
No, I'm like, I'm trying to say, where's Alex? And it's just. I hit all the other radio station logos on my coffee cup for you. Now it's just a cheap coffee cup.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You talked about coffee pre-show, and then I had to run out real fast and get a cup of coffee. Like it's
Alex, where's yours?
I'm rocking at this time of night. I got the water bottle, so
Water bottle.
I'll drink
Coffee.
it and go to bed.
yeah, it's same. I was about to say the same thing. Coffee's such a staple anymore. It's like I'll drink this. I will finish the show. I might drink another cup, and then eventually I'll just go to bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. That's just how it is. I think the
I,
older
I guess my addiction hasn't gotten so dire that it doesn't affect me. Because if I drink a cup of coffee now, I'll be up till like 4 a.m. for
And
sure.
then you can download Rocket League and play with me and Shania.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet.
Till 4
We'll
in the
see.
morning.
Most of the time, I swear.
And this area of my mouth really hurts now.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
It's a little pink.
it's a little pink. Yeah, you got a little color going on there. So,
I could just
What's-
put on
what's-
some CarMax and make it highlight a little more.
oh yeah, no, that's the worst, dude. Carmex, like the more I use it, the worse off my lips get. Like it does nothing for me. Like that shit does nothing
Mitch
for me.
Hedberg said it. It's cold sore highlighter.
Bro, like Hedberg, fucking genius, way before his time, gone
That's
way
my
too
question
soon.
about cussing.
Yeah, yeah, we can cuss here. You're good to cuss. Yeah.
Yeah, Hedberg is often quoted in the band room, most likely by me or Jay. We did the duck seat at Subway for free bit the other night in rehearsal. Shania's looking at us like, what?
Screw y'all.
I'm joking.
We like to pick on Shania about anything that involves watching a television because we'll do movie quotes all day. She just sits there and goes,
Nothing.
Huh?
Right over the head.
"What?"
Because I haven't
No.
watched TV in like 5 years. So.
Like she's seen the Anchorman, and that's about it.
I mean, that's almost necessity, though. Like, if you're gonna quote anything, you're gonna have to quote Anchorman. That's kind of what goes on here in the studio. Like, anybody that walks through here is gonna get an Anchorman quote, and if you don't get it, then you're gonna walk right back through that door. I don't have time for this. Yeah.
Right on.
So if you're just now tuning in, I got Pirate the Radio, Nashville, Tennessee's own Pirate the Radio. So for anybody that doesn't know anything like music scene wise, and they don't know who you guys are yet, this is it right now. I want like the world. You got the world at your disposal right now. Let everybody know who's Pirate the Radio. What are you guys about?
Alex, he did. He made it Alex the drummer.
I wasn't lying.
No, that is a loaded question. But that you making yourself Alex the drummer was a joke before you joined.
No, I know. I changed it because I heard the joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Sorry to ruin the moment for you.
What would we?
What are we? Like, what are we, guys? Do we have what?
Oh, that's going to be distracting. My screen went.
No, it's all good.
You do this. I don't know.
Why me? I'm the new person. You're the original.
All right, Alex, you're the smart one.
I guess the best way is that this was kind of, I like to call this band an inevitability because the three of us have been like hovering around, especially Jay and Shania. They go back further than I do with the two of them, but have been hovering around with different bands, different scenes between Murfreesboro and Nashville. And we'd always interconnect and interreact. And we'd hear about one band's drama and then another band's drama. And then I think one day we all just kind of got fed up and was like, hey, do you just want to join this band all together so that we can avoid this drama and just actually make some music? And so that's why I call this band an inevitability, because it was just bound to happen.
Well, when it started, Shania was also the first call. Hey, do you want to come play guitar for us? She said, no.
I was busy the whole time.
It took a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, well, mainly it was because about 2
Yeah.
years.
And then come to find out, she tried to join one of my bands when she was like 16 or 17.
Yeah, and he wouldn't let me because I was too young.
Oh, good call.
Like literally looked at the email and said, "Nah,"
I did something responsible for once.
and I'm still here. You're still stuck with me.
Yeah, but see, now you can drink.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how long ago.
legally too.
I was like 17 at the time. So.
But yeah, I'm the newcomer in terms of everything because I'm like a lot of people. I'm not from here. So when I moved up into town, I met Jay through a '90s cover band that he was trying to start up, and that turned into one thing and turned into another thing. And Jay and I have known each other, 3 years at this point. Yeah. So
that time, I've been saying 3 years for 2 years. So I'm
right. At one point in time, we were rehearsing at this place called Autograph, and Shania was basically running the whole place at that point in time, especially. For a long time, Shania, was familiar with obviously, going back, but with the sound and how to run things and how we had sounded, and after that, after Autograph kind of went to the wayside. I'm sure we'll get into that at some point. And Jay and I kind of continued on, and Shania went off and kind of did her own thing. And like I said, just the intersection of all the different bands and all the different people in the scene. It just one thing led to another, and it was just kind of like, "Hey, Shania, do you want to come play guitar for the band?" And it was like, "Well, I can now, so yeah, I'll come do it."
Hell yeah,
Like,
that's awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I had heard about you guys, like I've been told so the nickname, and I got the nickname. I was called out one day at a show as brought on by a band as the new metal messiah, and I was like, man, whatever. So it's stuck, right? So, but I love new metal, like that. But that's me. Like I'm never gonna grow out of new metal. Everybody knows it. It's obvious,
That's because
everything about it. So like I was kind of brought on to you guys saying, like somebody in the Nashville scene one night at Bowie's down there downtown Nashville said, "Have you heard Pirate the Radio?" And I was like, I hadn't at the time, and I have so many things coming at me so quick that it's like there's a lot of great bands I haven't heard of yet, but I would like to. And no sooner did I have that conversation on a Tuesday night, Shania, you hit me up out of the blue at like 1 a.m. And I was like,
that's normal.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Wait, Tuesday?
I think it was.
If it was Tuesday, that was right after we got off of Rocket League, because I was actually tired. I'm an insomniac. I can't sleep. This is not makeup. This is just
the
way it is.
Same. That's why I wear my hat so low, so you can't see my eyes. Like, yeah, that's just kind of it masks it. People think it's a look, but really, I just don't want you to see my zombie eyes. So yeah, and so she sends me the single, and I listen to it, and I listened to it 3 more times. And what I hear, I'm just fucking blown away. The single was Gray Matter. And I said what I said, and I still stick to it. And if you guys take it the wrong way, I apologize, but this is just me, and I love it, and I think it's nothing but the right way. But you guys remind me of that single so much of early Edema, but new, if that makes any sense. That's early Edema I heard, but fucking in a new form. And I was like,
okay, I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever heard Edema. Usually I get, you guys sound like Dope. Well, not the music, but the vocals. I've heard that since I was 19.
I've heard Korn thrown around, particularly early.
That one gets a lot.
Yeah, and I think because we all kind of have an appreciation for that music in that time in particular, because it's funny because it's not intentional. Like, I don't think we set out to be like a second or third wave, like new metal kind of band. It was just, these were the tones and the riffs that mostly are the responsibility of Jay. He writes pretty much damn near everything, every instrument wise.
Everything. Everything.
So it just kind of like, I think it all kind of came together where it was just like this sound that this, heavy, but still very kind of,
melodic.
Yes, kind of sound to it, and that all kind of comes together. And I think it's a right place, right time kind of thing because 10 years ago, maybe less, people would kind of poo-poo a little bit more on nu metal, but I think there's more of an appreciation now that there's been more time removed and people can look back and go, yeah, no, there was quality there. Even the obvious stuff like Korn and Edema and so on often gets kind of lost in the meme. Nu metal can be a very easily memeable kind of music, but now that we've gotten to this point of just like, damn, this shit rocks.
Yeah.
Berber Ding's been around for like 4 years.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part about it. And like I said, I was trying to explain it to people, and I was like, bro, this is what they sound like. And then I got that's just you. Everything sounds like that to you. And I'm like, yeah, no, it doesn't. But I'm telling you. And so I just started pushing this single.
There's really no way to explain what we sound like because every song is different. It's just here, listen to it and shut up.
Yes. Yeah. But it makes it awesome. And that's where the fresh sound comes in, right? Like that's why I said sounds like this, but with a spin that you can't deny. Like I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. And then I fucking stumble upon this cover you guys did.
Yeah.
That was alcohol may or may not have been involved.
And I'm just old enough to may or may not have been dancing to this song at like my 6th or 7th grade like science camp field trip that all the kids.
What a place for Gangster's Paradise to be played,
bro! Like Gangster's Paradise. You covered Gangster's Paradise. Like, yes.
The funny part about that is the last time we played that live, I got so lost in what was going on because all the technical difficulties that happened that night, and I butchered it. But it didn't help that the practice before that, I was singing Weird Al's Amish Paradise over it. So that didn't help.
It almost goes hand in hand though nowadays. Like which one is more popular nowadays? You know what I mean? Like
right.
It's close.
It's close. We're working on a new cover right now. I got it halfway recorded.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that.
Is going to make people go, wow, really? That one?
Nice. I can't wait.
You heard it first kind of thing?
Let's go.
No, let's okay. All right.
Oh, he's like, wait a minute.
Well, because it's not, he's like halfway done with it. Let's maybe let him finish the other half of it.
All I gotta do is put the vocals on it, basically.
Okay.
And got to get a good mic because my mic's died. I got a drawer full of busted condensers. Sorry, the radio. When things return to normal, please try to go on tour with Shot Down. Shot Down
South out of Georgia.
Out of Georgia.
Yeah. Look them up.
Of course. I mean, at this point, anybody.
It's coming, and it's gonna throw people for a loop because we're literally just doing it the exact same way. But instead of the lead riff in the song, the guitar and bass are playing the bass riff. So, and it's Beck, Loser.
No shit.
Yes. Like when I say, hey, let's do a cover, it's one of them things that's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, it's that, but it's also the same thing happened with Gangster's Paradise, where we're all in practice and going, oh yeah, I really like that tune. I really like that tune. You want to just cover that tune? Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go for it.
Check their email. There's the full recorded version of it.
Exactly. That's the way it goes. Oh, a new email from Jay. It looks like it's another song.
Yeah, pretty much. If any of them get an email from me, it's always a new song.
We always go, fuck, there's work to be done.
Yeah. Like I like to think all the parts, well, the guitar parts are easy. She reminds me every day when she sits down to play them. And it's not that they're hard to play. It's just the rhythms I use being a primary drummer from like drum corps and stuff like that. The rhythms are just fucking wacky. And I like to think the stuff I programmed for drums was easy until I sat down and tried to play it after he had been playing them for 3 years. And I literally call him on the phone and go, dude, I am so sorry. Like,
I have always maintained that there are only two people who could play the drum parts for this band, and you're looking at them. It's me and Jay. Because if he tries to write this for somebody else, it's just like, man, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? I can't do this.
Right. And that's basically like trying to play nu metal drums with tribal accents all over the place, and it's a nightmare. But then again, the fills that you put in make me go,
Yeah.
I remember your audition for the cover band. Can you play Rosanna? Yeah. And started playing, and I'm like, yeah, you got the job.
Yeah. Well, it was that, and it was also the fact that I was one of the only drummers to show up.
You were the
first who actually learned like their whole set. Yeah, they sent me a list of tunes, and
we sang 3 songs, and you played them, and we're like, well, okay, that was quick. Here's the rest of our set. You want to play?
Well, that's okay. Well, then maybe you didn't get this side of the story. Haji was our original bass player.
That cheating bastard.
Haji sent me more than 3. Haji sent me a list of like 9 or 10.
Every song we had.
Pretty much. And so, me doing, because like I said, when I lived in Florida, I made my bread and butter on doing cover band stuff. So it was just like learning a songbook. It was just like boom, 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 boom. And, I came in, I played the 3, and I was like, do you want to do the rest of them? And they're just like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I've got X and Y and Z and ya. And they were just kind of looking at me like, okay, yeah, I think you got the gig, man.
Yeah, this guy did it. Dude, bro, like that's how fucking Robert Trujillo got the Metallica gig. He locked himself in his room for a week because he knew it was coming up, learned all the songs, and then just went and blew everybody out of the water. So yeah, you're doing it right. Yeah, you're doing it way right.
I had no idea he got the full list.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go.
I wasn't expecting a drummer to be able to learn them all that quick.
That circle took 3 years to connect.
What's weird about this band is from the start of when this started, which is basically when me and Alex met, I was drumming in the cover band first. Couldn't find a singer, so I'm like, well, screw it. I'll go to second guitar and vocals. Then Alex comes in. Then that ended. I move over to bass. We get a different vocalist. Then from there, I move from bass to vocal or guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And then from guitar to vocals. What am I next?
Kazoo.
The mascot?
Kazoo.
Yeah. Well, you've started programming synthesizer parts, so it's not too long before you get all Jordan Rudess with your tilting keyboard stand and everything.
I don't have enough money to do that.
Give it time.
I can play synth. I can't play piano. It's hard enough to play 2 notes at the same time for me. 10 is not happening.
It's not going down. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the Asylum Inc. right here on Hellfire Radio. Joining me this evening, Nashville's own Pirate the Radio. So individually, we'll go around the round table here. What got you guys into music? Like, what was the beginning that said, "Yep, that
one.
Pick that one."
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh.
This way I can get a break.
Right. So,
like the entire time, though.
That's true.
That's what happened the last time we did any kind of podcast interview or anything, which is fine. You notice I'm trying to hold it back a little bit because. So I got into music really a lot to do with my family and my parents. My mom did some dancing. My whole family is from New York. I'm the only one who wasn't born in New York. I was born across the river in Jersey. So like very New York centric. Like my mom wanted to be on Broadway, but then she had an injury. So she went into computers. That's how she met my dad. My dad did cover stuff when he was in high school. He was a drummer. So growing up in New Jersey, we always had a drum set in the basement. So when I was a little kid, I just found my way down there and started banging on some drums, and that turned into some kind of rhythm and coordination. And I started taking lessons when I was younger, like 6 years old, and kind of just grew in from there, taking lessons, doing all the school stuff, doing all the band stuff and stuff like that. And moved around a bunch as a kid, ended up in Florida for high school, and, did the typical high school thing, started a cover band, just did some crazy things with my friends. And, that whole time in high school, I was thinking like, I'm going to go to school for engineering or for business or something. And just like, I'll still have music, I'll still have drums, but I'll, transition into like whatever the next
being an adult
phase of life is. Right. So it wasn't until that I got into jazz band that I started to really fall in love with it. And jazz was kind of really what opened up this kind of thing to me of like, whoa, I really love this. This is and opened me. That was where I started to get like out of the drums and kind of into more other instruments and music. And then that was when I started getting noticed by other people. And my guidance counselor was just like, if you want to go to school for music, I could see you getting a scholarship like real easy. And that's kind of what happened. I did the whole audition run. I auditioned for Juilliard, Berkeley, Miami, a bunch of different places. I ended up getting into Florida State on basically what worked out to be a full ride. And so I studied jazz percussion at Florida State. And I'm one of the few that the system worked for me. You know, not everybody goes to school for music and is able to either figure out the ins and outs of just dealing with the business or dealing with people, or they have this expectation that like school is going to get them a job. And unless you're like a classically trained musician or singer, school very rarely gets you a job. It's the connections that you make inside and outside of school that end up getting you that work. But especially with the stuff that I do on the side, which is mostly teaching, I am so glad that those last 4 years at Florida State like polished me and turned me into like the higher level musician that I aspired to be at that point in time.
He's being
So,
honest. He's an extremely high.
Oh, stop. And then at that point, I got deep into the scene in Florida. You know, I did some metal stuff in Tampa. Tampa, St. Pete is a huge metal scene, and I did some things in there. But honestly, it was, especially with all the snowbirds we have down there, I made a really good run of doing like cover bands and like indie folk and stuff like that. And I got picked up by an artist to do a tour for a while and was feeling really good. But I felt kind of Florida's a place that it's very cliche, but it's like if you don't get out, you can really get trapped there. And not that I don't love the Sunshine State, and I hope we tour there, and I want to go back there, but an opportunity kind of presented itself where I was able to get out of Florida and moved up to Nashville, and then that's where I met these crazy people, and that's kind of where we lead to today. So that's my story.
A place where you can rob a Wendy's with an alligator.
Oh, that's true. You can do that. You can walk into I think it was like a convenience store, but yet with a gator in Gainesville, which is even better because that's where the Gators play. So
Your turn.
Yeah. Oh, why me?
Because mine is literally and that's it. That's why we always start this question with Alex, because it's the longest.
You would have a longer history. You just don't say shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is about the only time. Coffee. I got a refill.
No, but mine basically started off with a Guitar Hero bit. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Okay.
we had somebody that would come and mow the lawns and stuff, and he brought over an acoustic guitar one day. His name was Nathan, and kind of showed me some acoustic guitar stuff and got really into it. And then got heavily into Guitar Hero for a little bit. And as me and my dad were walking down Walmart, I looked at these little electric guitar kits that they had sitting on the shelves, little first act guitar kit. And I was like, Dad, can I have it?
First act?
Yeah.
What's first act?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
First act, last act.
Yeah, nah, I'm still going.
You're not playing that first act anymore,
No,
are you?
No, so I look up at it and I'm like, Dad, can I have it? And he's like, well, and he came up with the plan of if I got 95% on Devil Went Down to Georgia on Guitar Hero 3, I could have the guitar.
Dang, Dad. That's a high watermark.
Yeah. Nowadays it would be
on
like
expert.
Nowadays it would be hit champ in Rocket League. You'd be like,
I'm never getting that guitar.
Unless you let me log into your account.
Yeah. So after that, around 13 years old was when I got into my first band, auditioned in this rundown church in the middle of West Virginia somewhere, I think, or Ohio. Pretty much. Auditioned with them, auditioning on songs like Metallica and Judas Priest and all sorts of stuff like that. And then eventually moved down here with my parents because my mom is a, best way to say it is like 3D CGI graphics design person. She helped make sure figures worked in 3D characters and design the marketplace pages for all these programs and software.
She's smart.
Way smarter than me. she got transferred down here for her job, so it was just like a natural decision to come down here for me as well because I was heavily into guitar at the time. And then played in everything here, kind of followed the cover band situation like you did, Alex, and played in everything from like an 80s disco pop cover band playing like ABBA and the Bee Gees to like Joan Jett and Guns N' Roses, really, is where I started kind of playing.
You had to have good chops to do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even half as that is like just makes my story like the one you just kind of like, oh yeah, okay, here's Jet. Okay.
Say that. And it's so not true. You're so underselling yourself.
Yeah.
Well, see, you guys practice being good at your instrument.
No, we don't.
I
practiced
writing.
I learned cover songs. That's what I do. I have no theory.
And I teach, so I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not like we're bringing it to the bank here.
I'm just here enjoying y'all talk, drinking my coffee. I guess it's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There's the corn one.
Hey.
See, Gerald, I've been praising and preaching these guys for a hot minute. Pirate the Radio. So everybody's got to check them out. Now everybody's about to know. Like everybody's about to be proven right or wrong by me. So yeah. Thank you, Daryl. Help me spread the word of these guys. Like this needs to happen now.
We are all just the class clowns, unless we're performing.
Yeah.
And then Alex makes sure I stay focused as serious when I'm on stage because some of the stuff I want to do, they're just like, no.
Yeah, there are times where it's like, okay, this is practice room only. This does not happen on stage. If you say this on stage, very bad things will happen to us. Let's just keep it here.
But I am serious about Halloween next year. Or
I'm fine.
Shit.
Don't give too much away. All I need to say is I've been fine with that plan since we discussed it last Halloween. So
all I'm going to say for the hint is respect my authority.
Oh
my God! Yes, my mind just went in like 6 different directions. Yep.
But I guess my like coming to music for my family, I was tardy. I didn't even like music. I hated it. And my brother was playing classical guitar at like 3.5, 4 years old. And by 12, he was playing the most complicated classical pieces out there. My grandfather played with Frank Sinatra, Miles Davis, Jackson 5, you name it. And it's just like, oh, come the fuck on. Because I didn't like any of this stuff. I didn't care about theory and all this crap. I was just like, I want to ride a bike and play with Hot Wheels in the dirt. Like I literally had no interest. And then I went over to my cousin's house and he had just got back from Seattle. So this is 1990, I think. And he's like, you've got to hear this. I'm like, I don't like music. He's like, no, you need to listen to this. This could change your mind. And I'm thinking to myself, no, I don't like music. Now, pause. What music was I raised around? Bee Gees. I'm sorry. 7-year-olds do not care about the Bee Gees in 1990.
Right.
CSN. No, thank you. Beach Boys. And nowadays, I love all that shit. Like my first concert was Chicago and the Beach Boys.
Oh shit, dude!
Holy shit, was it awesome? I was like,
come on,
yeah,
it was amazing. But so he puts on the Love Buzz 8-inch Nirvana record, and I was like, holy fuck balls, what is this? This is good. And that started it. And then I was like, I go to my mom and I'm like, I want to learn how to play guitar. She goes, you don't have to play guitar because your brother does. So I had to deal with that comparison the whole time of you're only doing this because your brother does it. And not the case. He's playing all this fancy stuff with these complicated chords. I'm playing 2-note power chords, learning how to play Negative Creep and About a Girl. So my first show was like a year after I started playing guitar. and I got in the school talent show. I was like, hell yes, I feel accomplished. Then I find out I have to follow a guy who's been playing guitar for 5 years, playing Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, no baby.
And I'm going to play Nirvana About a Girl. I'm playing 4 notes. He's playing 800.
Yeah.
I luck out. And this motherfucker did not change his strings. He went do, 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 boom, and broke the string right there at the front of it. And I was like, yes! Little bit of spite.
A little bit.
And a little bit.
Yeah.
Looks like a lot.
I had not yet looked out in to see how many people I was going to be playing in front of. I find out it's 750 people because that's how many people were in the school. First show, like 10 years old, in front of 750 people. I swear to God, I'm the luckiest man in the world because I did not shit my pants. But I was addicted to it from that moment. And then sleeping, and I loved the grunge era, like Alice in Chains, Nirvana, now kind of STP. But all of it is just like so raw that that's what I liked. And then fast forward to 1994, watching Primus Picks at 3 o'clock in the morning in the middle of a cicada infestation. I hear Les Claypool say, and now a band out of, God damn it, Bakersfield, California called Korn with their debut world premiere of their song Blind. And I go, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Mute. But I'm still sitting there watching the TV. And I'm like, these guys do not look like anything I've ever seen. And I unmute it right as he does the Are You Ready?
Nice.
And I was like, holy shit, I'm going to the record store in 5 hours and buying this damn record.
Yes.
I go into the record store to buy it, and they're like, the fuck did you just say? Did you say corn? And I'm like, it's with a K and a backwards R. He goes, no idea what the fuck you're talking about. He's like, if it starts with a K, go look in the Ks. And I go over there, and there it fucking is. And I'm like, that is a disturbing cover, and I got to cover that parental advisory sticker because mom's going to take it. And I took it up to the counter. He goes, holy shit, a band was dumb enough to name themselves Korn? And I'm like, shut up and listen to it.
Yeah.
And I had to buy that album 25 times.
Yeah. It's same. And it's crazy how people, and I think you and I are about the same age. I think Shania, you're probably the baby out of all of us. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll let you take a guess on how old.
Me?
No, me.
I'm not gonna. I don't guess people's ages because people do a bad enough job with mine. I'm like, we're not gonna play this game today. But like the same, it kind of resonates the same story. Like I had the advantage of growing up there, so it was in my backyard. I'm from Northern Cali, but I mean they're a Baco, yeah, Baco. So it's like still though. So my uncle goes and sees Tool in the heyday, right?
When they, well, I can't say when they were good because they're still amazing.
They're still amazing. Yeah, they're still amazing.
I prefer the older stuff.
But when people were like, "Oh my God, what the hell is that?" With Maynard just having his seizure on stage type situation, right? So my mom would not let me go to this show because I wanted to go see Tool. So he comes back and he's like, "Tool is awesome. Tool's always going to be awesome." But there was this fucking band from Bakersfield, and it's eerie how you explained it with how you was like backwards K, or excuse me, the K and the backwards R, and he said the exact same thing. He's like, their name's Korn. They're like a local band with a K and a fucking stupid looking backwards R, but they are amazing. And the rest is history. Yeah, my dad told me how stupid I was for listening to he's like, I think it was vividly what he said was, what's the next fucking album they're gonna put out? Carrots. And I was like, okay, whatever, Dad. Get a grip. Go listen to Ozzy, Dad. Shut up. Leave me alone. But I mean,
with my mom and stepdad, like it wasn't the band name. If there was anything, Pirates of
Hey Trey. There he is.
Speaking of guitar players, he was the one that started when she said no.
Yeah.
And he had to run off to Ohio and join the Amish community out there. But it was, if there was a parental advisory on it, like I could not have it.
Yeah.
So what I devised this tricky fucking plan. I found out that you can take a number 2, a pencil, and erase the album artwork. I did that with Marilyn Manson. I did that with Korn. Oh my God, the number of albums that just had this white square on the cover. It's unbearable. Like, you would be like, why are you ruining your covers? So I can listen to
so I can actually take the CD home.
Because I was that dude that would sit there and open up the cassette tape pamphlet, the 40 pages of folds, you remember.
Yep.
And then when CDs came out, it's like,
yeah, just
what is this?
A couple lyrics and that's it.
I remember the first CD I bought that had 4 pages. I was like, holy shit, they're stepping up in the world. And I think it was the Simpsons album or some shit.
Really?
Yeah, it had 4 pages. I lost my mind.
I don't know though. I'm a junkie when it comes to stuff like that. Like I miss cassettes and I miss the fold out, like the art on it.
How disappointed were you when you bought a cassette and it had like 1 fold out?
Oh, bro, like
pissed.
I was like, what the fuck is this? How am I supposed to enjoy this cassette if I can't see all the pretty pictures and the fucking music words? You know, like it's
What was In Utero on cassette? Like 13 fold outs?
Bro, like
it was massive.
It was the thickness of the cassette.
Yeah,
it was much. You thought it was a double album, and it really was just the art and then the cassette. Yeah, like that's right, exactly. So, Daryl, you bring up a good point, and I actually am kind of curious myself. I mean, not to beat the dead horse, but I'm kind of curious myself.
If Pirate the Radio does a Korn cover, it's gonna have to be the song "Clown."
I'm down.
I'm okay with. I think it's been discussed. It's just kind of been so on the nose that we're kind of just like, we'll get to it, you know. Not that you know dismisses the opportunity to want to do it. We all do.
We're going to change our name to Pirate Radio.
Okay. Good night, everybody. This is my final interview.
Yeah.
Pirate Radio.
You could say that was a very. You could say that was a very corny joke.
Do you want me to come to the show on Saturday, man? It's like, what do you want? Oh man.
Okay, next question.
All right. So we'll keep them going. So go around the room again. I don't care what order. If you could be in any band, relevant to today, legendary, broke up, replace. I don't care who you replace. You're just in the band. Who would it be?
An extremely. This is going to make me look like an egotistical prick.
Fine.
But
it happens to me every day.
I would be in this band. I've always had like this thing where this band was almost what I wanted to see, and this band was almost what I wanted to be, and this, and this, and years of writing led to Pirate the Radio.
Fuck yeah.
So this is what I want to be in. I have never been in any band, even the big one I was in, longer than about 8 months to a year. This is 3 years in the making.
I love it. I love the answer. Like I think it's badass.
It's kind of like what Heads. It's kind of like what Head says about Jonathan Davis. My favorite singer is in my band.
Right. Yeah.
My least favorite singer is in this band. Every singer hates their own voice, but I do have my favorite drummer I've ever played with. That is a guarantee, because I studied drum corps. I studied drums. I mean, me and Alex, there's moments where Shania's just to practice going, because we get off on like rudiments and stuff like that and chat. And
I'll just sit there as a dumb guitar player going,
I'll get to know what the fuck's going on, and then we'll say it's a count to 5. So go, I know that. But, I've had a lot of drummers, and it's kind of like Taylor Hawkins playing for Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
It's on that, like, but I mean, I'm sure Alex isn't like, okay, I'm not scared to play in front of him. It's more of a, I just have a very, very high standard when it comes to drummers, because of all the time and effort I put into learning it. I just can't have somebody come in and beat on the drums. So
I think that's one of the reasons why we get along so well is because like drummers are very particular kinds of people, and
they eat the meat out of the sound hole.
Oh God. What I was gonna say is when you meet one that you can gel with as well, because it's like drummers who are friends with other drummers. I don't know, maybe this is just me, but it's like they're only like within their circle, it's like one or two. Like there are one or two or three drummers. Like Jay is one. I have another buddy down in Florida named Taylor, who's my boy for life. And then some of the cats that I went to Florida State with, I'm still friendly with. But like diehard friends, like if I had more than 2 or 3 drummers in my brain space, I'd probably go crazier than I already am. So I think that when you're able to find that kind of connection of like, oh, this guy's not an asshole. He knows what he's doing. And more importantly, he understands the gibberish that's coming out of my mouth when I say, hey, can you do this flamadiddle to this crash cymbal with this particular hi-hat opening on the E of 4? And he just goes, yeah, I got that, no problem. And any other person is just like, what is this?
And what song is it? Is Deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
We got to the part and I was like, this needs like some crazy fill. Can you do gospel chops? And he goes, yes.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, just kills it. And but yeah, I've got my favorite drummer in my band, and I finally have my fucking guitar player of choice because she was the first person to get the phone call.
After you told me on the first band.
Shut up. You were 17. But Trey is a fucking phenomenal guitar player. But you can't have both when one's like, bye. You know.
And go to Ohio.
Right.
I mean, we're still close as shit, but like, and I keep talking to him a lot. Usually we're just pushing memes back and forth to see who wins.
Right.
Right. But yeah, I'd be in this band.
All right, Shania, your turn.
How do you even answer that after that?
Right? Yeah.
Do you want me to?
You could just say I'm in that band.
Huh.
But then you're just copying me.
Yeah, no, I love this band, but I don't know, man. Like mid-70s Zeppelin sounds awesome. You know, like I said this on the last podcast interview that we do. I hate to be so cliche, but I was a Bonham kid growing up. I played so much John Bonham. I played so much Led Zeppelin. He was just so much involved in my upbringing that, like, being an adult now and being like, oh, that's the kind of shenanigans they got up to. I could see myself playing that music and then going off and doing some of those shenanigans.
Yeah.
But the deep cut answer, and this is purely the jazz head in me, is I would love to be a touring drummer for Steely Dan because they use all different musicians for every single setup that they do. So you're never going to get like the same kind of band twice, and just those guys operate at such a high level that I just feel like that would be so much fun. So as much as I love this band, if there was some time machine that I could put myself back in those kinds of days and do those kinds of things, that's where I would be. You know,
I can see that 100%.
Yeah. Knowing me, yeah. Zeppelin and Steely Dan. Does that not sound like me a little bit?
Go play for Hanson. Hanson is something we drop all the time. Like we're all like, for some reason, we're always like, yeah, let's just quit playing this and just be a Hanson cover band. We'll focus back eventually. There we are.
I gotta apparently go to get it. You know.
Well, you don't have enough features for the camera to even focus on you.
Yeah, it's like. That's about all you get.
Oh, look, you focused a little bit.
A little bit better.
Steely
Dan. Thank you, Tara. Steely Dan is amazing. I agree. I just know that this might not necessarily be the Steely Dan audience that we're talking to out there, so it's all good.
I don't know if Steely Dan's amazing here, so I mean, it might be. You never.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Like you got to think about it. Like we're worldwide. Like we got a lot of listeners. I push hard back home in Cali. We got a big following in Texas. I mean, we're good in New York. We're good in Florida. Clearly got Nashville on lockdown. Omaha, Nebraska. Like, we really are everywhere. Like,
Omaha.
So, you know.
Thank you, Daryl. I appreciate that. I saw that comment.
So if I
all right, Shania, so you're up.
Yeah. For me, just out of, like, childhood influences aspect, it'd be Metallica or Rage Against the Machine.
Oh,
yeah. I feel like some of those late 90s tours with Rage must have been awesome. That's a good answer. That's a really good answer.
If I could take Tom Morello's place for a couple of days, I'd be happy.
Perfect. I don't think you're political enough.
I don't know.
That's true.
That's very
talking
true.
about music, Jay, please.
As far as we're going into
the oh, good.
I like it. Yeah, and you can't go wrong with any of those answers. Like the band you're in now, fucking Steely Dan. Who pulls that out of a hat, right? So that's gotta you gotta know. That's
come to a practice. One of the this is the shit they talk about.
Yeah.
One of the craziest cover projects that I ever did was this band down in, if I could shout them out, I think they're still around. They're called Kid Charlemagne out of Sarasota, and they just do straight up Steely Dan. And these cats took it serious. You had to know arrangements front to back, and it just I thought because I've done cover gigs like that before, and you meet a person like that and you're like, oh god, it's gonna be one of those types of gigs again where it's gonna be this anal retentive, you got to hit every note exactly what it is. But honestly, it made the music better, and because everyone had their parts so down, it was fun. That run of shows that we did was so much fun, and I just remember thinking if I could get through I don't know if I could deal with being in Steely Dan, rehearsing full time with those guys. But if I could just find a way to get 3 or 4 dates or something 78, 79, yeah, I'm there for sure. 100%.
You were that guy when you first started playing drums. You'd go to shows praying the drummer broke their leg, and they're like, "We're gonna have to cancel unless somebody."
Is there anyone in the audience who can play the drums? That's
you.
Yep.
That's you.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to talk in any other accent besides that now.
Oh, that one? Oh, yes.
Well, he lived over there. He lived over there. He does it perfect.
Yeah.
For those of
Next.
For those of you just tuning in, joining me tonight is Nashville, Tennessee's own Pirate the Radio. If you've missed the first 47 minutes, that's your problem. You have to go back and rewatch it a little bit later on.
Only on the third question. We're almost
I love it. No, this is
look up there.
Hey, you'd rather be on the third question than the 13th, right?
100%. 100%.
I have this fancy hat.
Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, Hellfire Radio, and all that good stuff that comes with it. So you guys are all kind of well-traveled, so to speak. Just kind of compare apples to oranges with other, I guess, rock scenes more than anything, or music scenes, just in just one big ball, in other spots compared to what we're trying to do here in Nashville now. Because back home you're never going to be a brand new band and not get out of the shadow of the legends. If you're a hair metal band, well, you're like Crew. If you're new metal, well, you're like Korn. If you're grunge, well, you're like STP or you're like Nirvana. But something about Nashville is just people are starting to draw here, and it is every walk of life. It's everything, no matter. If you go into a bar and you say, and I'm guilty, I talked about it the other night, and you say, bro, if I hear Leonard Skinner one more time, I'll throw up. But then you start appreciating different sounds, and incorporating, and it's like, well, what was your influence? And they're like, wow, Leonard Skinner, bro, play Skinner and Freebird. And I'm like, okay, so you got me there. So just kind of compare this scene compared to others, and what's making this Nashville scene tick the way it is right now.
What a question.
That is a loaded 40 cal right?
Well, considering I came from one relatively recently, I could take the reins on this one and let you guys kind of piggyback.
Go for it.
Okay. I think that one of the things that I feel like a lot of locals and old schoolers in this town really decry as far as the transplants of people coming in, I think is one of the reasons why we're starting to see that is because there has been such an influx of people from everywhere. I mean, it's kind of this is not a direct comparison, but it's like you, if you're from Florida, born and raised, and it's rare because most of the people that live down there come from somewhere else. And a lot of the new Nashville is a lot of that, but instead of it being families moving their kids down to be closer to their grandparents like it was in Florida, or people just straight up retiring. It's younger people with all these kinds of different musical influences as backgrounds. You got the SoCal kids, you got the NorCal kids, you got people from Florida, you got people coming from the tri-state area, people coming from New York who would have nothing to do. Me growing up in the 90s in New York and New Jersey had absolutely not a goddamn thing to do with Nashville, Tennessee. No way. And people are leaving there and coming here. And I think that it's one of the, you know, even in the face of everything that we're going through, the emphasis has always been on community and live music. You know, LA has got all the studios and all the business and the connections, and New York has a little bit of that as well. But it's like, it's the Nashvilles, it's the Portlands, it's the Austins, it's the Omaha, Nebraskas. You know, it's those kinds of places that they don't have the glitz. They don't have Beverly Hills. They don't have Williamsburg, Brooklyn. You know, it's like you come here because you want to play music. Like, okay, yeah, you may want to be in the business. You may want to make it big. Sure, that's on everybody's docket list for sure. But people come here because they want to play. And so I think that allows for, okay, yeah, it's Music City, but it's been Country City and Western City for the longest time, right? But now there's a hip hop scene with guys like Jelly Roll from Antioch blowing up real big, and you've got a really good rock and metal scene now, and you've got a little bit of a jazz scene going on here too, especially down at Rudy's Jazz Room in like South Nashville and stuff like that. They have jam sessions going on there. You couldn't find jack for that in Florida. You wanted jazz in Florida, you had to listen to old crooner big band music playing to the Snowbirds on Sunday afternoons, right?
Pretty sure most of the people listening to this are like, who?
What the heck is that? Exactly, right? But that's kind of, I think, why Nashville has kind of been this place, because it's like, you know, middle of the country, all this history, all this story. But at the end of the day, it breaks down to the community and the playing live music. I think that really allows for that diversity, and for a band like us to come up and just not completely be squashed in the overgrowth, so to speak, if that makes any sense.
This is why we let him take.
Yeah.
This is why he got the full ride.
Oh,
yeah. I couldn't agree with everything you said more. Like, yeah, and you're exactly right. Like,
he nails it. Like, that's why we let him do most of the intelligent thought for
a band like yourself, even 10 years ago, would have maybe got a local play on the FM, maybe would have got a push somewhere here at some bar, or you guys would have had to, you know, go up into Kentucky to get a weekend gig or something. But now it's just like you're at the forefront. And so is this band that, you know, all you can hear is the steel guitar. And so is this band that somehow has a triangle in it that stands out like no other, you know, like I need more cowbell situation type deal. But yeah, it's just, it's so diverse, and it's making for a really beautiful scene. It's just something that still every time I'm at a show, whether I'm just there to take it in, or I'm working it, or I'm hosting it, or whatever, just to see the cohesiveness of this scene right now. I said it last night. I had King Locomotive on last night, another Nashville band. It's nothing I've ever seen, and it's doing nothing but making it stronger.
Oh yeah.
And the rock scene is flourishing. You call it the rock scene, you call it the music scene, it's whatever. Country is always going to be Nashville, because we walk down the street and literally it is in our face every 2 steps. But rock is here. Like, it's here, and it's here big. And I think
what it is they let what people like to say is country's only on Broadway.
Yeah. The second you get off of Broadway, you're not.
It's all rock venues.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. And hey, with a place like Bowie's downtown now, it's not all country anymore.
Yeah. It's slowly been moving in.
Yeah. Yep. And I love it. And it's crazy. You say Bowie's. I'm going to take 2 seconds for a shameless plug. Come join me every Tuesday night and a lot of other nights. The Nashville rock scene presents rock shows at Bowie's. Shows usually start at 6. They end around 10. Social distancing as always right now. Let's abide by the rules. Come in. It's 21 and up as always, usually free at the door. Drinks are cold, and the music is as loud as it gets. So there's not many.
Sorry, I had to. You left me in there.
Listen, I give this man a softball, a professional segue, and you got to be sticking your head in and out over there. What is this? What is this kangaroo court of musicians?
I topped it, and I just made just a pop fly right now, still in the air. Still in the fucking air.
Sure, that thing is full
he goes back and edits this. It's gonna be here's the pop, and then it's just gonna zoom right into that corner of me.
Somehow it just moves to the right of the screen. All of a sudden, it's
magically, it's very slow crawl.
Yeah, you're right. Just ever so slightly until it's over on the other side of the screen. Yep,
exactly.
That's it.
Oh my god.
So what I like to do is I like to dig deep. I want to know. I want to get people a little uncomfortable. I want to make them answer questions that they might want people not to know about them, especially about their musical taste. And for the most part, I've yet to run into anybody that's bashful about this question, really. And I'm at the forefront of it. So a surprise song or artist that's in your shuffle right now that people would sit back and say, what the fuck?
That's me all day,
bro, right here.
Ash Nico, straight up. I listen to Ash Nico on
around and what you see here. I love Gary Allen. I like Gary Allen.
Yeah.
Right? Like that there. I started off first shot. Go ahead, Shania. What do you got?
Hanson.
Slide from the Goo Goo Dolls.
Hanson, I love it.
We throw that one out all the time.
Yeah. No, but yeah, Slide from Goo Goo Dolls. That's
it's a banger.
Right
that's a good
it's a good one. I like that one better than the City of Angels one. What is it? Iris. I like Slide a lot better than Iris.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and like I said, Ash Nico, so bad. But
if you're not familiar with, absolutely check her out. She's bars for days. This girl is fire. It's ridiculous. Man, it's hard for me because, as I've already talked about, it's I studied jazz. I love jazz. So I don't know if jazz would be a huge surprise. But the other thing is that I really like Jay and Shania are going to be what? Is I really like certain sects of classical music because I had to study it in college. And I love impressionist French stuff, like the Au Clair de la Lune, like Claude Debussy, all that stuff like that. Basically, yes, I knew you were going to say that. This is the reference. If you've ever seen Ocean's 11, the big orchestral swell with the fountains at the end there, that kind of shit. I love that shit. That kind of stuff is absolutely if I need to get away and just defrag for a moment and jazz isn't doing it for me and metal isn't doing it for me, I just throw some of that shit on and it's just I'm gone. It's perfect.
Nice. Yeah. And see, and every time I ask that question, it's always
your sound.
It's always the blow away. But at the same time, people are so diverse. You're not going to run into a artist. If you're an artist, you're not going to just say
been here the whole time.
Listen to Tesla and nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Especially for people, I don't know what it is about people who are in bands and really in it for the long haul. They always strike me as people who are so musically diverse. You can't just pigeonhole. Even if you specialize in a certain kind of music, it's I always say it's I the two kinds of music that I can't get behind are Christian music and anything that's really just basic. So I
enjoy seeing that 4'4" chick do that scream.
Oh,
whoa!
I give respect. That's the thing. That I feel especially as musicians, you can give respect without necessarily digging. I give respect all day. Just this might be a controversial take. I give respect because Taylor Swift can actually play a guitar and writes her own songs. Do I think those songs are very good? Not particularly. But in this world that we live in, where everything is
in Nashville,
packaged, I'm not from here, Jay. I could say whatever the hell I want.
When you're not a local, you got the carte blanche and be what?
Yeah, I'm also from New Jersey, so I will say anything anywhere. I don't care. But
it's true.
It's I feel we can give respect and it's okay. It's people are oh, I've got deep cuts that I'm ashamed to talk about. It's just just music, just it, and don't be afraid of what other people think of. Oh, I love Gwen Stefani. This shit is bananas. I can never let my metal friends find out about that. Who cares? Just
I went and saw Gwen Stefani on that tour.
Yeah.
Really?
Fire, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a drug me to that show, and I was like, wait a minute. This is pretty fire.
Yeah.
Look at me talking like I'm a cool hip
I was
kid.
gonna say,
Like
you sound like, what's his name? Steve Buscemi with the skateboard on his back going.
Oh, how is it going?
You saw a movie? You saw a movie?
I remember the scene. That's it.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, God, we get off topic so far.
Oh, it's fine.
Keep us on track, Diego. God damn, do your job.
I told you guys before the show, like I just sit back and I let you run. That's the beauty of it, right? That's what I love.
Makes this job easy. He just has to sit there and touch buttons and make
that's it.
All he has to do is give us one question and we're off for the next 25 minutes.
Yep.
That
sounds like band rehearsal.
People think that what I do is so difficult, but really, no. You just you just go. Yeah, you let them.
Turning the equipment on. It's harder,
everybody. Yeah.
That's literally flipping over the laptop.
So I like to play a little game here on this show. It's called This or That. It's basically just real quick, just random fire. It's gonna be a couple different. Would you rather? Hey, we can do Would You Rather next time. That could go on 4 hours. Yeah, like you don't even want to get in the game with this.
That movie
Would You Rather with this guy. So we'll go around the round table. It's just quick, easy, simple. So Shania, we'll start with you and then go around. Mayo or Miracle Whip?
Fucking neither.
You have to pick one.
Holy crap. That's like the first question out of the gate is like the worst thing in existence for me. Because my dad did this practical joke where he's like, you have to eat this whole tablespoon of it. And you have to swallow the whole thing.
That's it.
So either one is bad. So I'm going to go Miracle Whip, I guess.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
What you got, Jay?
Oh, I'm going Miracle Whip.
Miracle Whip. All right.
This might be controversial. This is a Hellman's mayonnaise house. You bring any other
Hellman's
in here, you get out of here. No, Miracle Whip is not Hellman's. Miracle Whip is its own thing.
Yeah,
and Miracle Whip.
No, I'm talking Hellman's mayo. That's a New Yorker thing.
Oh, okay.
The brand
Hellman's mayo, nothing else.
And spicy mustard.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. See, I'm with Shania. Like that's. Neither for me. Please,
you got to give us something tougher than Miracle Whip or mayo.
He's got a list. Let him get through it, man.
These ones are never that tough. These are more just off the cuff, just dumb questions that I just come up with 5 seconds before I click the little live button at the top.
Give me something that'll make me question life. Like, come on.
Now you're gonna make me think as we go on.
This is not the philosophy podcast. Come on.
Yeah. So tacos on the road or burgers on the road, because that's a calculated risk.
Oh my God, that is tacos. 100% tacos every day. All day.
Okay, but on the road, taco is a gamble. Because I'm talking about
we eat tacos enough, it doesn't do shit to us.
No, me it's burger. Because if you get a bad taco in the mix, and then I'm saying like I either got to use the one on the band bus or we're stopping off somewhere. No, that's no good. Burger all the way for sure.
Burgers, yeah. See, and I'm tacos too. Like I'm tacos no matter where I go. You just got to know where to pick them, right? Like if the health inspection score is below a 72.
Yeah, you don't need that.
It's the best tacos you're gonna find. I know what I speak of.
The Roach Coach tacos are the
bro. See, Jay knows what's up.
Harrisburg, Virginia has the best Roach Coaches ever.
Yes. Go ahead.
I was gonna say when it comes to tacos, I'll take the word of a California person any day. But
I was gonna say I haven't heard anybody like refer to it as a Roach Coach since I left home. So it's like my heart right now is just sobbing. I'm ready to go back. Like,
when I traveled through Cali a long time ago, I was like, we have to do one thing while we're here. And they're like, what? And I said, we have to go and find a Roach Coach.
Yes. Yes, it's the best food you'll ever eat. You don't know how they made it so fucking fast, and why is it so good?
And why is it enough food for a week?
For a week, you walk
$5. Here's your burrito. It can't even fit it in the frame.
Yeah, is this a small puppy in this foil? It
Yeah, I was gonna
It could be. You never know.
Could be either way, but either way, it's delicious. So I'm not gonna ask because I love Mexican food. Yeah, that's it. All right. So, would you rather play at a huge fucking venue? I'm talking like big stadium or a dive bar.
I've played enough dive bars and I've never played an arena. Let's go for the arena. So that way I can do something new. Actually, wait a minute. I did play fucking Mayhem Festival.
I was gonna say,
so if it's more than 10,000, I'll take it because that's what I did at Mayhem.
Okay, nice.
Definitely an arena. I've played I've played a lot of dive bars, a lot. So
Daisy Dukes.
So
I've never played Daisy Dukes.
I did. A review on Daisy Dukes was literally, and I remember this. This has been 7-8 years. Diviest of the dive bars.
Yeah.
That is what the review said. 1 star.
1 star.
This is a tough. I guess throwaway answer would probably be the arena just because, but this is a tough one because it's like I've played some dives with some crowds that have been like a real good time, y'all. Yeah. I don't know. It's like you go into, especially because I think we've all on the Jay and Shania side of things. Shania, I don't know all of the details of your time on the road and stuff like that, but some rooms that you play, like when I was on tour, like we did the House of Blues in Orlando, we did the Florida Amphitheater in St. Augustine, we did the Fillmore, not the Fillmore, the Fillmore in Miami with 2 L's, and then you go to this tiny little mountain town in West Virginia, and it's the craziest, wildest, most unexpected crowd, and that gig stays with you more than the arena gig does because of that experience. So that's tough. Throwaway answer, you got to go with the arena just because it's like, oh, I've played in front of 10,000 people. This is crazy.
But, I mean, I love playing dive bars. Don't get me wrong, because some of those crowds are just crazy. But I've played so many of them, I want a new experience.
I was a house drummer for a dive in Sarasota where I would play every Tuesdays and sometimes on Friday nights too. And oh man, watching people get thrown out of that bar, that was always a great show because the way that the stage, there was a 2-level bar, so the stage was right by the stairs going upstairs, and they would be dragging motherfuckers heels on the stairs. Just you are gone.
Watching people get kicked out of dive bars is awesome because it affects the entire room.
Oh my god, it's so amazing.
Yes, yes. That's the same thing too. From my point of view, like I'm up on stage for anywhere from 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, right? Or if I got to stall, maybe 10 minutes. But I've brought in big bands at Bridgestone with 10 plus, and I've brought in bands at, we'll just use Bowie's for the example. And sometimes those little bars will drown you out compared to a bigger arena. So it really is, and that's just saying a couple of fucking words and getting your ass off the stage to bring the real talent on. I couldn't imagine being in like an actual band and play like that would be, I couldn't choose either way. Okay. So I got a few more, and then I formulated one, I think just from our short time here, especially for Jay and Shania. I think this one might be the one. Maybe we get an argument. Maybe we won't. Maybe I'm dead wrong.
I doubt it.
But probably not. Okay. All right. So some people don't fly because they hate it. They just like to drive. I'll fly. I don't give a shit. But I love the scenery. I love seeing. I'll go on a fucking 12-hour drive and be like, where, what the fuck happened there? So drive or fly.
It depends.
I've never flown, so I don't know.
I love the view in a plane. Hate being in one. Now, if you're talking a 12-hour drive, if it's our side of Denver, Colorado to New York, you can keep it. It all looks the fucking same.
Dead on.
Denver, Colorado, any direction, west, north, south, any road. The scenery changes every hour and a half.
Yep.
It's insane. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
That's deadly accurate. It's crazy. It's crazy you say that. That is deadly accurate. I feel the same way.
It's like a new world every hour.
Yeah, it's like after you get out of Memphis on 40,
it's flat till Denver.
But everything changes. Even when you get into like New Mexico and Arizona, that's like 20 hours of desert. but it's still breathtaking in different ways. You know,
The
so,
scenery changes every hour, though. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The most breathtaking band drive that I was ever a part of was we drove from Ogden, Utah to Flagstaff, Arizona to LA.
Beautiful.
Oh my God. Going through Arches National Park was unbelievable.
Fuck yeah.
Even saying that, I love flying. I don't know if it was because, as Jay alluded to, when I was a kid, one of the places that I moved to was the United Kingdom. So I got to fly and travel around Western Europe and do transatlantic flights quite a bit. And I just like, even with all the bullshit, even with the shoes, even with the security, it's just like you're getting in a metal tube and you're going thousands of miles. You're going 500, 600 miles an hour. And by the time you get to your destination, you're in a completely different place at a completely different time. Like even with all the bullshit, that still amazes me. I still get that like little kid moment. Like when we fly up to New York, like when we're coming down, especially if we get the run into LaGuardia that takes you out the bay and then comes back in and takes you like right by the city and everything. Love it. I really do.
You can keep it.
Not a problem.
Flying part, fine. Take off and come and landing. No, thank
and
you.
having a significant other who hates flying makes traveling a very interesting experience. I can tell you that.
I've never flown to know if I would even like flying or not.
Do you like shaking to death in a metal tube at this?
Oh my goodness!
Don't I already do that in a van?
Pretty much.
Exactly.
That van. Oh my God! It rides so smooth, but it's just like the whole. God, that sliding door.
Oh man.
We got to get Shania on a plane. It's settled. We got to get her on a plane. Yeah, this doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm with you guys both on both. Like I don't mind the scenery. Like, yeah, flying into Denver, it was probably the best airport I've ever flown into. I had a layover in Denver, out of Oklahoma City into Denver, and then go from Denver, and like 4 hours later, I land in Oakland International, and it's just kind of like they bring the steps out on the tarmac, and I was like, I was just in the beautiful snow-capped mountains. Now I'm back in Oakland, where my steps are on wheels. I hope I don't fall.
Yeah. That's Oakland for you. Yeah. I've flown into that airport and gotten those stairs too, man.
Yeah. And San Jose International is the same way too. So it's like, if you want to pay the extra $3,000 per ticket and you want to come in classy, go to SFO.
To SFO, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I had family that lived in the East Bay for a long time, like Pleasanton, Livermore. So, it would always be like, oh, we're going to fly to SFO, right? No, things are kind of tight. We're going to fly into San Jose this year.
Let's just fly to San Jose today. That's fine. My favorite thing, like one of my favorite things doing growing up in the Bay Area was we'd go to the airport in San Francisco. And if you're familiar with it, so it used to be you could get a lot closer than you could now because of idiots mainly. Thank you motherfuckers that are stupid, doing stupid shit. So there's a bigger barricade nowadays. But the runway ends at the bay. So you got to have that motherfucker up before, it's educated. And me as a kid, like, you know what happens if the plane doesn't get off in time. But at the same time, you don't think about, oh, man, that's dangerous. That's just something cool I want to see. So for years, like, guilty. I was always like, oh, shit. And then flying into it's like, oh, shit, until it actually happened one day. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. All right. So to finish up this little segment, then I think maybe I hit on something. I might be wrong here. So gaming. Are you guys gamers? Are you two up there gamers? I knew it. Okay. All right.
We actually have a Pirate the Radio Discord that we haven't advertised yet, but it's got TF2, Rocket League, Warzone. I'm probably going to add some other games in there, Discord channels in there soon, but it's getting ready for something that we're about to kind of get. We're waiting on some paperwork to come back before we can really launch how we want to launch the band. We gotta wait on some paperwork.
So I might surprise these two by what I'm about to say. I actually do play video games, if you can believe it or not. I know, right?
You play Rocket League?
No. I don't play their kinds of video
Hello
games.
Kitty Island Adventure don't count.
I
got him.
This is me looking at you, looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, and that's all I'm gonna say. Okay. I was, typical, like, Nintendo 64 kid growing up, and the thing that kind of really kind of stopped me from keep going actually was moving overseas, because guess what? American game consoles, they don't work in the UK. No, they don't.
Yeah.
So when I moved back to the States, and I kind of was like, that was like the era of like the first Halo game and that generation of games, I tried to get in, but I just sucked. I was just so bad.
I didn't say we were.
So I gave up.
And
I basically just like resigned myself to play like Madden and FIFA and racing games. And that's funny because they're like, oh, you got to do Rocket League because it's all of those things combined into one. And I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Someone tried to get me to play Rocket League back in like 2014. I was like, no. What is it? It's like soccer, but with cars. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then someone convinced me to play it, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Right. Yeah. Me and Alex are on the same path here. It's like I was, when I was younger, I was in it. Like I was always, my parents would be like, get the fuck outside, like get away. They take it away from me. And now I'm just like, I can pick up the sticks for Madden occasionally, some FIFA, 2K, but then
FIFA's too expensive. I can't get it.
I get into a quarter of it, and I'm like, I think I have to go brush my hair, and I'm bald for anybody that wants to know. Like I don't have hair, right? So it's like my attention span just fucking left field, bro. It's gone. It's gone. So I guess the question for this or that would be, to close it up, would be computer gaming or console play.
Don't even look at me.
You fucking Cybot.
I'm console.
Cybot.
And I'm console as well. I did PC gaming for a while, and honestly, the thing that got me back into gaming is when my girlfriend got a Nintendo Switch and she downloaded Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I was like, I don't know. Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, they all sucked. I don't care. And she's like, just shut up and play the game. And then 2 days later, I'm still on the couch playing Breath of the Wild going, this is the most amazing game I've ever seen. Why don't people know about this? And of course, I'm 3 years too late. Everyone's already ranted and raved about Breath of the Wild. And I'm just sitting here like, the world must know. Link is our hero.
I feel you there.
PC all day for me.
Yeah.
Mainly because I have a PC that will run the stuff.
Controller.
You
You are
do.
not playing Rocket League keyboard and mouse.
Bullshit.
I mean, you can, but it's kind of hard.
I was gonna say, are you doing the WASD controls for Rocket League?
Depends on the game. Depends on the game. Like Evil Within, I'm keyboard and mouse. Obviously, first-person shooters, keyboard and mouse. But like Mortal Kombat 11, that's controller. Not doing that with a keyboard. Sorry.
Yeah. That makes my hands hurt just fucking thinking about that. Just
Yeah, there's a lot of controls in that game, and it's just like, ouch. I thought I got really good at the game because I could play it on like hard, and then I jumped into an online game, and I was like, I didn't get a punch in. Like I literally left in the middle of the match. I was like, nope. He ran like a 30-hit combo on me, and then did it again, and I was like, fuck this.
That's me on Madden. The first time I ever decided to jump online, because I was like, fuck, I beat everybody all the time. 48-0 with 5 minutes left in the first quarter, and I was like, I gotta go.
I just gotta go now.
Yeah, like just what the meme where it says player one has left the contest or whatever.
Shaun of the Dead.
I feel like everyone has like that moment. It's either you go online and it's like, oh, wow, I'm actually pretty good. Or you go online and you just get decimated. Because that happened to me. There was a strong community of like in middle school and high school kids who would play like Forza Motorsport and Gran Turismo. And we all thought like, because we were just within our own little world of playing each other, and oh yeah, I'm so good, I got this time on this track at this time, let's go online. And we are just the worst people out there, like by far and away. And we just look at each other like, we spend a lot of time playing this game. How much time are these people spending playing this game?
Yes.
Well, I thought 2,000 hours was a lot in Rocket League until I met that pro in a game one time, and he's like, dude, I've got like 12,000 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, fuck
No
me.
thanks.
I guess I'm not bad then.
Yeah, I can't. I just can't do it. So before we wrap it up, Pirate the Radio, if you're just now joining us, that's who I got right here. Let everybody know where we can find the tunes. What do you guys got planned for 2021 that you want to talk about? And just this is it. This is your time just to spread the love right now.
Right now, the Facebook is about the only place. There's a couple videos there for the music. Like I said, we're waiting on some paperwork, and then it's going to be everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, wherever it will upload to is where it will be.
If you follow us now on the Facebook page, you'll be kept up to date with all that when everything posts and all that. So
what she said.
We have a YouTube
Yes.
channel. Yes.
Getting to that. We got to do another one. We started doing these like behind the scenes things where it's just us fucking around, and usually they start with Alex saying "fuck you, come to the show."
Usually,
and then there's
And
always
normally
an
giving him a headache.
Alex. Yeah, and me having a headache. And there's always Alex's cell phone moments where he just randomly picks some strange back of the internet video that is absolutely hysterical. And all this shit is blue. And so he's always got a good one of those. And those are actually the most popular parts of the fucking video. It's like,
yeah,
fuck.
Right.
So, and and if people want to hear just about everything we have, y'all can fuck you, come to the show on Saturday. And that's at the Warehouse with
Hidden Sixes, Modern Primate, and Guerrilla Warfare.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a badass show. I wish I'd have had more time to prep for that. I'd have been there.
Come on now.
I know.
I'm gonna make you be there because I want you to come introduce us.
Oh, bro, if I could, I would.
Dirty like that, Jay. Don't do it.
You're trapped. All your listeners have heard me say that you have to come and introduce us. So now you got to cancel some plans. I'm gonna go straight Jesse Pinkman. Cancel those plans, bitch.
Oh, crazy.
Science,
right? Hey, if I can make it happen, I'll be out there. I'll for sure.
So we'll see you at 7 then.
I'll try.
Diego's like never having on again.
Yeah.
Mom was right. They were trouble. Yeah.
Dear Mom, I am
so
sorry.
I'm so sorry, Mom.
It's that letter that every kid sends their parents. Dear Mom and Dad, from fucking first day of boot camp. Dear Mom and Dad, I am so sorry.
Yep, that's it exactly. Well, thank you guys. This has been more than fucking awesome. We got to do it again soon. If I can make it out to that show, I definitely will be there. You'll know if I'm in the building because I'll make my presence be felt somehow, some way. Thank you guys once again. We hope to see you soon down the line. There's got to be more shows coming up after Saturday, correct? I hope
17th
of
this year.
What I miss?
That's Dana.
Oh yeah, that one. Shit.
From
Okay.
Medlin Tats.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Dana.
Or you could book us at Bowie, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, if that's what you want, we can make that happen. Like
Literally, we are up for anything. So right now, April 17th is the only other show on the books. So if you know shows that need a band,
He's
let me
shaking
know.
his finger.
yeah. So you guys stay on. We're about to close the show, but you guys stay on afterwards. We'll definitely have to talk. We can make this happen. Real quick, shameless plug because that's just what I'm forced to do sometimes.
His face for
It's
you.
here. It's here. The t-shirts are being produced right now by
Nice.
popular demand. Yeah, the cartoon Diego, the New Metal Messiah cartoon. So soon stickers,
That's pretty dope.
shirts,
That is
all
cool.
fucking all that
Awesome.
good shit. It's something that I reluctantly did, but by popular demand, I mean, you got to give the people what they want, I guess, sometimes. Right?
Absolutely.
It's funny the face that they make it every time you put up that thing of that.
Yeah,
It's
just
basically that face.
that's it. That's just gonna be me, like every fucking time from here on out. But thank you guys. This has been awesome. I hope to do it again. Hope to see you guys soon. And we're out of here.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right.
Toodles.
Are you still here? It's over. The show's done.
go like, share, subscribe, Hellfire Radio. Also, you can find us on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Like, share, subscribe. Now go on. The show's done. Leave me be. I need coffee.